Hi, I'm Madeline, and this is a stage makeup tutorial. The most important thing to remember with stage makeup is it's not what you would wear every day. So you want to put on a lot. It's meant to look good from stage and not necessarily good from up close. So keep that in mind throughout this whole thing. First step is primer. Primer is optional, but it's good if you want your makeup to last the entire competition, especially when you're dancing. So this is the primer linked in the Amazon that will be sent out, and it's good to just help it stay all day. This is a fresh one, but you can just get a little bit, like 2 pumps, I'd say, and then you just want to spread it all over your face. This primer is really sticky, so just keep that in mind. Step 2 is foundation. There is a foundation linked on the Amazon, but you don't have to get that one. This is not the one on the Amazon. You can get whatever foundation you like. Liquid is the best. Just make sure you get a color that matches you. I'm gonna be honest, this color is a little dark, but it looks good from stage. So you just wanna take like 2-ish pumps. I put it on the back of my hand. Again, you can do whatever you want. You can use either a brush or a beauty blender, whatever you want. Beauty blenders are probably easier to get, but I'll do like half my face with a beauty blender. I just pick up some and then just start dabbing it all over my face. I only did half my face, but you want to make sure that you take it to your neck too. That way when you turn to the side on stage, it doesn't look like cut off. And you're just dabbing it in. It doesn't need to like cover everything, but personally I prefer to use a brush, so I just pick it up and then drag it on my face. I just feel like it is quicker and it disperses the product more evenly. Again, take it down your neck. And I could probably use a little more right now, so I'm just going to put a little bit more. But foundation is not optional. You should be using foundation because that's really what makes your base so that everything you put on top of it looks better. I sometimes take it over my eyes a little bit just so when I put eyeshadow on later, it's a little more even. But yeah, that's the second step. Next step is concealer, which is an optional step, but there is a generic concealer linked in the Amazon. Again, get whatever concealer you prefer. Generally, you want concealer that's a little bit lighter than your foundation, just so it like brightens up your face, but it depends if you're using it to cover spots or anything. But usually, I put concealer like here, just to brighten up my face, and then if I want to like cover up anything, do whatever, you can just put it there too. And then I usually use a beauty blender or just a beauty sponge to blend the concealer, and I am just tapping it like this. Okay, this is what it looks like when my concealer is all blended out. I'm gonna count this as one step because this is optional, but I like to do cream products before I do powder products just to add more, in general. So I'm going to do cream blush and cream bronzer. And again, you can entirely skip this step, but I'll just do it quickly so you can see it. So I'm gonna put some cream bronzer on my forehead and here. I'm just going to blend it out with a brush. And just a tip for blending in general, when you're blending, you don't really want to drag. You kind of just want to tap and be patient. That way you don't take off the makeup under whatever step you're putting on. Okay, now I'm just taking my beauty blender and just blending it into my skin a little bit better. I'm just adding bronzer because bronzer adds color to your face, because when you're on stage, the lights can really wash you out and you can look very pale. So this is just Another way to bring some color back into my face. And next I'm going to add cream blush, which again, optional, but I think it helps just add more, it'll stay longer. I'm gonna take a brush and just blend it out. You want to use a bright blush because again, the goal is to be seen from stage. Okay, here's steps 4 and 5 done. Just a little bonus if you're feeling up for it. Next, this is an optional step, but I really recommend it. Just putting a powder on, that way you don't look too shiny, and honestly it helps if you carry this with you for touch-ups during the day because you obviously get sweaty on stage and it just helps lock your makeup in so when you get sweaty it doesn't like run off your face. So I'm just taking this drugstore powder and kind of a bigger brush, and I'm just gonna tap it honestly all over my face just to mattify all the cream foundation and blush and everything that I just put on. Just like that. Next, I put on powder bronzer, which again is optional, but if you just want to choose between powder bronzer, cream bronzer, or both like I do. So this one's kind of darker just because it's for stage, but I'm going to take like kind of a fluffy brush, doesn't really matter, any brushes work, and just going to tap it in the same places where I put the cream bronzer, but essentially that's just my forehead and along my cheeks, like that. Okay, next step is blush. This is a powder blush. This step isn't optional. You should be using this on stage, and honestly you should be using a lot because why put it on if you can't see it? So this is the blush that is linked in the Amazon. You can find it in the Amazon. I'm going to use this brush, and if you go to Ulta or Sephora really or anything like that, in the cheaper sections you can find brushes that are all labeled if you're having a hard time figuring out which one to use. So this one says blush, and this is probably like $4, I would say. So if you're struggling, you could go to a makeup store and there's usually a section that has all the different brushes labeled. But I'm going to take some of this. As you can see, this is very bright. So I'm just going to pat it into my cheeks. Oh, oh, ow. It's okay. You can see this is trial and error. Everything will always be fixed. But you saw how I barely put on anything and it did that. So I'm going to fix it and I'll show you how to fix it. But for now, I'm just going to try to blend it out. Honestly, this side isn't too bad. This side's kind of what you're going for. You want it to be bright because you can see it from far away. This side I'm just going to take like my powder brush and kind of get it away from the center of my face a little bit. But honestly, it's fine. I know it's really bright, but it's really not that bad for stage makeup, obviously. Okay, I'm going to say this is fine. It is kind of a lot, but this would 100% work for stage makeup. Just be careful when you're using this. This stuff will last you a while because it's very pigmented. Next, I just put some gel in my eyebrows just to make them stay, but really you could just brush them up, leave them as they are. Eyebrows aren't really important, but I just use this brow glue from Ulta. I think it's like $8. Just to keep my eyebrows in place. Like that. Very easy. And this stuff stays all day. Okay, lastly, before we get to eyes, is highlighter. Highlighter is an optional step, but it's really good for being seen from the audience. So just some shimmer. Put it on your cheekbones and then on your nose. But it helps when you're on stage because the lights will catch the shine and it just adds a little reflection off your cheeks. Next, we move on to eyeshadow. You're generally going for browns, neutrals, shimmers, stuff like that. This palette is linked in the Amazon. It's very affordable for how much you get, and it's all the colors that we're looking for. So I'm just gonna open it up. I'm just taking any eyeshadow brush will do, but this is a more round one. And first I'm gonna go for more of a brown color, darker brown. So I'm gonna use this color right here and just tap into it a little bit, and then tap it onto the like outer half of my eye like this, and then kind of just blend it around. This eyeshadow definitely takes practice, but once you have a method that works for you, it becomes very fast and easy. So I'm just taking the dark part and kind of just putting it all around my eye, but mostly on the outside. And then you can fix it however you want, but really like that. And then I'm going to take just a tad bit more and really put on the lid part of my eye. And then I'm going to take another brush just so I don't get dark on another part of my eye. But now I'm going to go for a shimmer, a lighter shimmer. That doesn't really look shimmery, but is a shimmer. So I'm going to mix this one and put it on the inner half of my eye. Just like that. So it's dark on the outside and then shimmer on the inside. And then you can just play with it. Do whatever you want. Blend it out so there's not like a harsh line. But that's pretty much it. That's all I ever do. But an important tip is don't just put on a little bit, because then it's pointless. You can't see it from stage. You want to put on a darker eyeshadow, and then I just put on a little shimmer in the inside. But that's really it. And it took me a minute to do. So now I'm going to do the other side. And if you put too much on at one time, you can just take your brush in like little circles just to blend it out. And then just a little bit more to make it extra dark. The inside. And then the lighter shimmers. And basically that's all I do for eyes. It's very fast, but it works, and you'll definitely be able to see it from stage. I would just say don't be afraid to add dark colors. Next is eyeliner. This eyeliner is linked in the Amazon. It's a liquid felt tip eyeliner. You can choose though if you want an eyeliner like this, or there's like pencil gel eyeliners, but honestly I feel like these are just easier. And I'm gonna be honest, I am not the best at eyeliner, so eyeliners really takes practice, and it's however you like it, because eyeliner is meant to fit your eye shape. But you could put it on now, just a wing, which I'll show later. But since I'm not the best at it, I usually wait till after I put my eyelashes on, because it's a little easier to hide if it doesn't look as good. So I'm gonna wait till then, but you could put eyeliner on now if you would like. Next up is eyelashes, and eyelashes are not optional. You should be using these, because if you're just putting mascara on, you can't see it from stage, but false eyelashes you can really see from stage. That's like the first thing you can see. So there's eyelashes and eyelash glue linked, but basically when you get eyelashes, it'll come on something like this, and you just want to peel it off and then cut it to your eye length. But you want to cut from the outside, not the inside, because you can see it goes from short to long. So cut the outside down to make them shorter, which I already did with this pair. So eyelashes are something you can reuse. You don't only get to use them once and throw them away. But I'm going to take this eyelash glue. The one with the wands, like the brush, are in my opinion the easiest. But I'm just going to paint like a layer of glue on the top of the eyelash and really get the corners, because those are the places that don't like to stick. And then you can just paint like the sides, but really just get a layer of glue. And you want to wait for it to get tacky, or else it's not really going to stick right away, and you're going to get really frustrated. So just wait for it to get kind of tacky. Now this may take me a few tries just because these are very trial and error. You can't really get good at doing eyelashes. You just gotta hope it's a good day. So there's tools you can use to like grab them, but I just use my fingers and grab like the end of the eyelashes. So you just want to hold it like this, and I close my eyes and hold it at an upward angle and try to match it up. I just put it right on my lash line and kind of let go, and it's not on there, but then I just like take the corner and fit it, and then the inner corner and fit it, and just kind of hope everything works out, because eyelashes are very tricky. Sometimes they can be a two-person job, but I'm just kind of holding them where I think they'll look good. And you can kind of open your eyes and like push it to how it will look when your eyes are open. But essentially just fiddling with it until it looks good on your eyes. There's kind of like a wonky spot right there, but it's okay. And basically, that's what it looks like. Just ignore that one little spot. But, well, eyelashes really change how your makeup looks. So if you're not super happy with your eyeshadow, it's okay, because your eyelashes will cover it, which is another reason to add more dark eyeshadow, because it's going to be hard to see through your eyelashes. But now I'm going to do the other side. And you want to make sure that the longer side is on the outside. So that's how you can tell which side they go on. Okay, there they are. They're not going to be perfectly even, but luckily you can kind of just mess with them until they dry. Again, this is just so you can see them from far away. But yeah. If you want to kind of mash your lashes, your regular lashes and your fake eyelashes together, you can be very careful and take an eyelash curler and kind of weave the fake eyelashes through, and then getting close to your root and just gently pressing, just to press the fake lash band to your actual eyelashes. Okay. Another way you can mix your lashes together is just taking some mascara and roughly putting it on, and this will help because the fake eyelashes are really black and normally natural eyelashes are not. So just putting that on to really blend, and you can see my actual eyelashes on the end. So this helps. And since I just curled them, they will fall, but that's why they look really up straight right now. And basically that's that. They look kind of crazy right now, but they look really good from stage, so that's it. Okay, now is the time where I do my eyeliner. So I'm just gonna open it like that, and then go to the side, and you kind of just want to follow your eye shape from like the bottom of your eye, kind of, but you start on your top eyelid, and you can take this really slow because unfortunately it's kind of hard to fix liquid eyeliner once you go too far. So just start slow, and you can always add more. So I'm just gonna kind of start at the top a little bit in and just start drawing a line. My eyelashes kind of get in the way, which is a little frustrating, but you can even see there I accidentally went a little too high, but it's okay because since I have the eyelashes, it'll help me. And now I'm just going to kind of draw a line like that. And And then you can like thicken it if you want. I know I kind of did that fast, but it's kind of the way to go. And I'm just going to thicken that a little bit at the bottom and make the top a little more pointy. So it's kind of like a triangle shape. And the line's not perfectly straight, you can see, but from far away, it does the job. Looks pretty good. Now I'm gonna try to match it on the other side, but no promises. Ignore the funny faces I'm making. Okay, I kind of just went for it, and now I'm just trying to kind of match the angle, so fill in the bottom of the wing a little bit. They're not perfectly even, but you can kind of get the point, and you can always make them longer if you want, but that's just like a basic wing right there. So there's that. Again, they will look different on everyone's eye shape, but yeah. Okay, the last step, which is very important, is setting spray, because you really want to try to make sure this lasts, but it's also important to bring stuff to touch up, so a powder or a blush, because blush is usually the first thing to go once you dance. So, like, I already am starting to lose a little bit of blush, so just want to make sure you always have pink cheeks, but any setting spray will do. Just do a couple sprays and let it dry, just to lock in your makeup. Okay, we're down to the wire. We're almost there. Next, and almost last step, is lip liner, which is optional. You really don't need lip liner if you don't want it, but it'll help and make it easier for your lipstick. This lip liner is linked in the Amazon, but it's optional. And as you can see, it's pretty red because you will be getting a lipstick from the studio this year. Every person needs to have this lipstick, and this lip liner is optional, but it goes well with the lipstick. So basically, I'm going to get up close and personal for a second, and just resting my hand on my face. Whoa, it just broke off on my lip. Lining my lips. This is kind of like eyeliner, where slow and steady will help you. And now I'm just like slightly filling in my lips, barely, just to kind of blend it in. You can see it's like not super even on this side, but it doesn't matter because lipstick will cover it. Okay, lastly, we are here. This is the new lipstick for everyone. It's a liquid lipstick, so that means it'll dry. You just want to put it on, and be careful because liquid lipsticks, again, if you get out of the line, they dry, so just take your time. I'm just slightly rubbing my lips together. Okay, I'm just gonna leave my lips open for a second so it can dry. But this lipstick also has another side, which I'm not sure if it's like a lip gloss or if it helps seal the color, but I will put it on once this dries. So I'm just gonna give it a sec. Thumbnail. Okay, so apparently this side actually does help seal the color, so it's important to add that. So now I'm just going to paint that on once it dries. And it looks like that. And that's how you do stage makeup. Again, it's not going to be perfect on everyone, but it's just meant to look good from stage, so don't be afraid to add a lot. And remember to always touch up, because this will go away even though we took a lot of precautionary steps. And I know it may seem like a lot, but there were a lot of optional steps, and really once you practice, it just becomes a habit, and you can get it done fast and it'll look good every time. So I hope this was helpful, and I'll see you on the flip side.